We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. We've become a party.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a recap of the third GOP primary debate. The candidates on stage included Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, Tim Scott, and Ron DeSantis. If I left anybody out or if I get anything wrong in this video at all, y'all let me know in the comments below. Spoiler alert, the winner of this debate, in my humble opinion, was Vivek Ramaswamy, and it's not even close. Not even close. You may see some headlines from certain media outlets, and they'll say that Nikki Haley did very well, that Ron DeSantis did very well. I don't see how they can say that and look at the debate and judge it honestly. Vivek dominated the entire debate from beginning to end. The way Vivek performed is like the way Trump performed in 2016. It was like that. Now, obviously, Trump is still the front runner in the GOP to get the nomination, but Vivek is right on his heels. He is number two. It was at one point DeSantis, no more. It's not Nikki Haley. It's not Tim Scott. It's Vivek. Now, before I go any further into it, let's jump straight into some of the clips. I will link to all the clips in the description box. If you're an IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll the first clip, which is going to be the introduction from Vivek, which stole the show from the very beginning.
Swami, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Roberts.
Sorry. This is how we get.
I mean, that right there was amazing. Even Kristen Welker has got a smile. She knows that was good. That was good. Even she knows it. The crowd knows it. Everybody knows that that was amazing. This opening segment right here stole the show from the beginning, and he had a bunch more just like it. But let's keep going.
Get our country back. We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
and they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie. Why?
Very good point. You got Kristen Welker. You got my man over here, Lester Holt. It's like, what are we doing? This is a GOP debate, and they have these guys. What he said about having Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, that was right on point. That was 100% correct. I mean, come on, we got to get with the times. It's 2023. What are we really doing? Let's keep on going here. Now, this is Tim Scott talking about he wants to bomb Iran. And again, I got to put a few other clips in here of guys that are not Vivek, just to be fair.
You have to strike in Iran. If you want to make a difference, you cannot just continue to have strikes in Syria on warehouses. You actually have to cut off the head of the snake, and the head of the snake is Iran and not simply their proxies. In order for us to have a powerful response.
Look at Vivek looking at him. It's like, man, really? You're gonna hit Iran? All right, Dick Cheney.
From America, we have to be in a position of strength. As President of the United States, my foreign policy is simple. You cannot negotiate with evil. You have to destroy it.
All righty, so there you go. If you want Tim Scott to be the president, he's going to bomb Iran, like directly, not a proxy, not in somewhere in Syria, Iran. All righty. Now, here's Nikki Haley talking about if there's a ceasefire in Gaza, it's not a good thing.
If you do a pause, if you do a ceasefire, people die. Because if you do a pause,
So if you do a pause or a ceasefire, people die. Okay, so no ceasefire. We're going to just go straight full guns blazing into the battle. Now, here's another moment from Vivek. Back to the Vivek show. Here is another moment talking about Dick Cheney and little kitten heels. You got to watch this. Check it out.
Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. That's why we're sending $200 billion back to that same country. The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not that much better. You have the likes of Nikki Haley, who stepped down from her time at the UN. Bankrupt or in debt was her family. Then she becomes a military contractor. She joins the board of Boeing and otherwise, and is now a multimillionaire. So I think that that's wrong when Republicans do it or Democrats do it. That's the choice we face. Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first? Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right,
In
Mr.
which case we've got two of them on stage tonight.
Ramaswamy.
The 3-inch heels line was hilarious. And he said we got 2 of them on stage tonight.
Thank you.
So that was a double-barrel shotgun. That was a twofer. Not only did you get you got Nikki Haley, you also got DeSantis. All right, let me just refresh that so it doesn't do anything crazy. All right, let's keep on going here. All right. Oh, here was another good one about TikTok.
Well, I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which is about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my
before
daughter
preaching
out
to
of your
anybody. It's
voice.
adult daughter. The next generation
Keep my daughter's name out your mouth.
of Americans are using it. And that's actually the point. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're
the
just
easy
scum.
answer is actually, well,
Now, some may say, oh, that's too far, ABL, talking about people's daughters. Well, Nikki Haley is not a young woman. Nikki Haley has adult children, okay? Her daughter is married, and I think her daughter also has kids. So let's just keep that in perspective. And if that's wrong, y'all, please correct me in the comments. But let's keep on going here. All right. Now, here is more from Vivek about Ukraine.
Mr. Ramaswamy, are you persuaded by President Zelensky's urgent new plea? Where do you stand on more funding?
I'm absolutely unpersuaded. And I'm actually enjoying watching the Ukraine hawks quietly, delicately tiptoe back from their position as this thing has unwound into a disaster. The first half of this race, I was the only person standing for it. Now they're actually quietly coming around to being more cautious, as they should. Level with the American people here. Ukraine is not a paragon of democracy. This is a country that has banned 11 opposition parties. It has consolidated all media into one state TV media arm. That's not democratic. It has threatened not to hold elections this year unless the U.S. forks over more money. That is not democratic. It has celebrated a Nazi in its ranks, the comedian in cargo pants, a man called Zelensky, doing it in their own ranks. That is
Comedian in the cargo pants. He's on fire. On fire.
not democratic. More facts for you that you won't hear from the mainstream in either party or the mainstream media. The regions of Ukraine that are occupied by Russia right now, in the Donbass, Luhansk, Donetsk, these are Russian-speaking regions that have not even been part of Ukraine since 2014, that other people probably couldn't name those provinces for you. Those are the hard facts. And so to frame this as some kind of battle between good versus evil, don't buy it. And I'd like the likes of the sharpest of the war hawks on Ukraine, Nikki Haley, to have some accountability and answer. Do you want to use U.S. taxpayer money to fund the banning of Christians? That is actually what's happening. They're using the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. They have banned them. The Ukrainian parliament just did this last week, supported by our dollars. And I think you owe it to the American people, Nikki, to at least this one
Mr.
time at least
Ramaswamy,
condemn.
thank you. That's time.
At least to
Mr.
condemn
Ramaswamy,
their
thank
banning
you.
of Christians.
This was amazing. And there was a lot of back and forth between Vivek and Nikki Haley all night. Some may call that Indian on Indian violence since they're both Indian. I'm just going to say that there was a lot of good back and forth banter. I saw an article from New York Post talking about Nikki Haley won this exchange. I don't know what kind of drugs they were on. They might have been hanging out with Hunter Biden watching the debate, but this was clearly a victory for Vivek Ramaswamy, not just between him and Nikki Haley, but for the entire debate.
Ramaswamy, thank you. Mr. Ramaswamy.
Very, very good from Vivek. Now, okay, we got other people on stage. You have Chris Christie.
There's 200,000 encounters a month over the last 11 months. We simply do not have the man and woman power at the border to be able to deal with it.
All right, so that's a little bit from him. That's a little bit from him. Now, here's DeSantis. I had to bring something from him, so let's see what he says here.
DeSantis, my question is specifically about the Navy. It's at 291. It's going to go down perhaps as low as 280. Is it enough? And what would you build if you were going to build more?
Not enough. We have to have the ability to back up a strategy of denial of President Xi's ambitions. And if China is able to be the world's leading superpower, that will affect you and your family in ways that are going to be very bad. They will export authoritarianism all around the world as the cost of doing business. They will impose things like social credit scores and internet monitoring. So this is, to this generation, what the Soviet Union was to the post-World War II generation. I've already released a plan. We're going to get to 355 ships at the end of the first term, 385 ships at the end of the second term, but we're going to have a path to 600 ships over the next 20 years. I think the future of freedom is going to be determined in the Indo-Pacific. We have a strategy not just military, but decoupling from the economy and fighting them here at home with their cultural. You know, Ambassador Haley said somehow I wasn't doing. She welcomed them into South Carolina, gave them land near a military base, wrote the Chinese ambassador a love letter saying what a great friend they were. That was like their number one way to do economic development. In Florida, I banned China from buying land in this state, and we kicked out on our universities, and we kicked the Confucius Institutes out of our universities. We've recognized the threat, and we've acted swiftly and decisively.
DeSantis, I like, but I think he may not be able to ascend beyond being a governor, a great governor, but I just don't see him being able to ascend beyond that. Okay, and to be clear, I don't think anybody in this debate has a chance of becoming a nominee. I think it's still going to be Trump. Now, if for some reason Trump does not become a nominee, whether he drops out or gets locked up, which I doubt, I think it'd be Vivek out of everybody that's on stage. I don't see anybody else close to Vivek, and I don't think Vivek is really close to Trump.
I also want to close with one message to the Democrat Party. End this farce that Joe Biden is going to be your nominee. We know he's not even the president of the United States. He's a puppet for the managerial class. So have the guts to step up and be honest about who you're actually going to put up so we can have an honest debate. Biden should step aside, end his candidacy now so we can see whether it's Newsom or Michelle Obama or whoever else.
All right,
just
Mr.
tell us the
Ramaswamy,
truth so we can have an honest debate.
Very, very good again. All right, now let's get to some more. Now Vivek and Ronnie McDaniel had a very heated discussion, I suppose.
It looks like he's speaking now to Ronna McDaniel. Can't make her out exactly, but it looks like they may be having the exchange. Look, this was a big debate. Vivek came out here. He attacked the moderators. He attacked the media. He attacked the RNC for setting up this debate the way it was. And for a lot of the debate, he was on the attack. It was Vivek first, the rest of the room. When we look at the rest of the candidates and who received a lot of that incoming, we start with Nikki Haley. It then goes to Governor Ron DeSantis, who was center stage, of course, the hometown hero, if you will, in his state of Florida. And then Vivek in third place, getting other attacks as well. But he clearly was on off. It looks like he's speaking.
All right, so that's them having a discussion. This is after the debate was over, because remember, he opened up with attacking Ronnie McDaniel as a loser and all this and that and the third. The things that he said about us losing since 2017, 2018 were not wrong. He didn't lie about that. Now, here it was a kind of a cringe moment. Tim Scott revealed his girlfriend. I think they've been dating for a year, is what they say.
Do it in a way where they basically wrapped their criticisms of Donald Trump in praise of his presidency. Because
now, I don't know why they do this. And when I'm talking about this, like with certain politicians who are single, unmarried, no kids or whatever, I think they assign them a girl. Like, here, take her and bring her to the debate, bring her to the stage, bring her out on the campaign trail. It did the same thing to Cory Booker. Now, I don't know if these guys are gay, straight, or whatever, but the body language here, I wasn't really feeling it too much. I'm not really believing that they are an item.
They're trying to give a permission structure to his voters to say, yes, I liked him then, or I liked elements of what he did then.
Very strange, especially like right here. I mean, the body language, the eye contact. He's like, all right, man, get out. Like we did our little thing. All right, get out. She's like, you sure you want me to go? I don't need to be here any longer. Okay, I know I got to pay X amount of money to be here. Is it over? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, but that was that. That was the highlights, lowlights, whatever you want to say from the debate. I tried to be fair and bring other people aside from Vivek. I let my opinion known. I let my opinion be known from the very beginning. I think Vivek won this. I'm not necessarily a big fan of his. I'm not sure if I trust him 100%, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that he didn't do well when he did. He dominated from beginning to end. Like I said, it's like Trump back in 2016, the way he dominated. That's the way it was. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the media types who talk about, oh, Ron DeSantis did well, Nikki Haley. Shout out to all the media types who say that someone did well when they know that they didn't. If we're going to be honest, we know who the winner here was, and we still know who the ultimate winner is. Trump was not there. Trump had a rally at the same time of the debate. He is a presumptive nominee. Anybody else will be second place at best, vice president at best, and that's pretty much what it is. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on who won this debate? Do you think it was Vivek, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, Tim Scott? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Vivek definitely dominated here, and it wasn't even close. And anybody who is watching this or who watched this objectively, without bias, has to say that. I don't see how anything else could be taken from what you witnessed. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.